Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Papa Squeeze 307's channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. It's going to involve the TCG Card Shop Simulator game. If you're not familiar with this game, I highly recommend checking it out if you're into simulator games and kind of enjoy like the collector side of things. So this allows you to open a card shop to sell Tetramon cards, and you get to collect them, sell a bunch of different things in your shop like card mats and such. But I'm sure if you see the title of this video, you're here for a certain reason, and that's what we're going to get into. So I started playing a couple weeks ago. Actually, it's been a while, longer than that. And I kind of got bored with it for a little bit. And then I got back into it and kind of got hooked on it again. But I got to a point where I wanted to add some different types of things to it. So I kind of started teaching myself how to do this. So the first thing you're going to need to go to is you need to go to Nexus Mods. And in order to do these mods, you're going to need some type of file zipper, like WinRAR. That's what I use. I'm going to assume that you already know how to do that. If not, there's other tutorials out there. It's pretty simple. It's a free download. It allows you to access zip files that these mods are going to download to. Okay, so you're going to get those zip files. The main thing you're going to need first, if you mod any portion of this game, I would say 99.9% of the mods you download require this BepInEx. Okay, so you come here, you're going to have to make an account on this Nexus Mods page. It's a free account. It just allows you to download the stuff, allows you to track modders, stuff like that. You would download it here. You'd hit manual. Okay, and then you'd hit slow unless you pay for premium. I don't pay for premium. They're not that slow. Depending on the size of the file, like if you get to some of like the bigger card pack files, they might be a little slower, but these aren't bad. Okay, you download it, select on your computer where it's going to save. In my case, I save it to the desktop so it's easy to find. Okay, and then we'll get into that. But when you go to any of these mod pages, make sure you select this requirements. Okay, every mod, as you can see, there's a lot of mods require this mod. Okay, they're not like this add extra card slots is not going to work unless you have this mod. Okay, makes sense. Now, if you go to like this more card expansions mod, which I'll explain here in a minute, it says that it requires this one. Pre-configured is one type of installation. I do the manual installations because it's not that hard. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But this here shows you that it requires this mod for it to work. And then if you go to like texture replacer, which we're going to talk about, it requires that first one I showed you, that BepInEx pack for TCG Card Shop Simulator. Okay. So pay attention to what you're doing here, because this, if you haven't modded before, please follow the steps to a T, because this is one way if you're going to put it into existing save of your game. If you're not familiar with it, modding is the quickest way to destroy a save. So I would recommend, if you're not used to doing this, always back up your save file, for one, and two, you might want to try it on a fresh save, just so you don't risk, if you're like, say, level like 70 or something like that, and you screw up your save file, then you have a problem. You know, I've done it before on multiple games, and it's heartbreaking, but it's something that you'll learn as you mod. So the first thing I would do is find your save game. Your save file is normally on your local disk drive. Users, your username, app data, local low, open neon games, and it's going to pop up with this card shop simulator. Okay, and in that is all your save files. So what I always do, back up one, is I right click on this folder, I copy it, and then I save it to my desktop or another folder somewhere, and it's the backup file. Okay, I have multiple ones that I make because I have modded this so much in the last couple days. I'll add some mods, I'll go and test it, Okay, we're cool. The next time I want to add some mods, I'll back it up again because I know that previous save file worked and so on. So make sure you back up your save file. This is a crucial step, people. Do not mod without backing up your save file. I mean, you could be a seasoned vet and one little mistake could cause this save file to not work, and you don't want to do that, especially when you get to the point where I'm at right now in my game. Which I'll show you some because I'm going to show you some mods and stuff. So what we're going to do here is you've downloaded this. Okay, you got this downloaded. You're going to find your your main game directory, and the easiest way to do that is to go to your Steam, right-click on the game from your library, go to Manage, and click on Browse Local Files, and it's going to open up the game's main directory. Not that one. It's not that one. Hang on, I got to find it. Okay, so it's going to open up the game's main directory right here. Okay, it's going to be in your Steam Apps Common TCG Card Shop Simulator. Yours is probably not going to have all this in here if this is a fresh like mod that you're doing, but this is where you need to be. Okay, and the easiest way I've found to do these mods. So once you have WinRAR open and you've opened that BepInEx pack. Okay, that's that mod we talked about. This is what's going to be in the file. Okay, so the first thing you want to remember is most of these are organized. If the modders are good, it's organized in a way that you can follow the file path. Okay, so you see if I click on BepInEx and then I click on here, you can see all of those files are right here. All right, so this first section here, all you're going to do is you're going to take these, you're going to take those 4 files, and you're simply, I'm not going to do it because it's already in there. You're just going to drag and drop it. So left click, hold, drag it over, release left click, and it's going to drop those files into your folder. Okay. And then you're going to take this BepInEx folder and do the same thing. So you could, honestly, you could have just took all five of those folders, drag and drop, boom, it's in there. And the next thing I would do is I would recommend going into your game because this is going to produce a log file right here. And a lot of these are in the instructions. So you extract the files, ensure that the files folders are in the directory, run the game to complete this installation and finish setup. F1 is your hotkey so you can enable and disable mods. So the main thing you need to do once you've installed this into your main directory file, keep clicking on the wrong one. So once that's been installed, stop there. I usually, once it's in there, I hit the little refresh button just so that directory gets updated. You can go ahead and minimize this or close it. If you're going to come back and mod, I just minimize it. Launch your game, get into your save file or whatever you're doing, and all I would do is just save it again and quit. And it should generate this log file for you. If that log file doesn't show up, you're doing something wrong. Go back to the instructions, make sure you're following it. Okay. One thing to know if you did it right is when you're in game, hit F1. Yeah, that should pop up. But yeah, just launch the game, save it, exit, and then you should be good to go. All right. So another big mod, which we're going to get into more in depth here, is the texture replacer. So there's a lot of mods out here, a lot of good mods. If you're like me, I collected Pokemon cards when I was younger, and kind of forgot about it, I guess, as I got older. And this game has kind of gotten me back into that. I guess the joy I felt from opening those card packs and stuff. And there's a lot of cool Pokemon stuff that you can add to this game, and I'm going to show you how. But we'll just give it a second here and we'll get through it together. So texture replacer, excuse me, is basically exactly what it sounds. If there's a texture in the game, so these pictures, these icons So like your Minstar Minstar plushie, there that is an icon picture. That is a texture in the game. Everything you see like here, those are all textures, right? So what this mod allows you to do is to replace those. And I'm going to show you how to do that because I know that was one of my like I guess frustrating portions of this is I'd see people playing it with all this cool stuff. I'm like, how did they do that? Well, I had to teach myself how to do that, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And it's really simple. Um, so again, you're going to download this mod just like you downloaded the other one, okay? And it's going to go into your uh, this one. Every mod that you go from now on is going to be in that BepInEx folder and plugins, okay? You can see texture replacer is right there. So you'll just take that texture replacer file from your WinRAR and drop it in the plugins portion of your BepInEx folder, okay? And it's going to bring up a couple different options for you. I've got a couple in there, and I'll explain when we get to that point, all right? So the next thing you're going to do is, this is going to be a bunch of mods. It's going to be a lot, so feel free to pause, take your time. Don't mess it up. The next thing we're going to do is I wanted more cards. All right. So there is a total of, oh man, there is a total of, I'm trying to think here. So ghost cards, those are those really cool, like holographic, like there's some like black full arts and white full arts. There's 80 unique ghost cards that you can collect. All right. So there's 20 character cards, but each of those 20 cards have 4 different variants. So there's 80 total. Okay. Base cards, from what I understand, there's a ton more than that. There's like 12, 1400. So there's 1,452 cards in the 2 main collections. So Tetramon is the like the base set, which is what you start with, and then the Destiny version is just like it's the same characters, like the Minstar and all them, only they look different. The cards look different. So there's both foil and non-foil, and I believe there's 12 different variants of each of those. So there's 12 different cards for each character. So there's like a base, a first edition, like first edition silver, first edition gold, and then remember there's all foil variants of that. So there's 12 of each if you're trying to collect them all, which is what I'm trying to do. It's kind of addicting. But I wanted to add some more because you kind of get, if you're like me and you're ripping card packs, you kind of get sick of seeing the same thing. So you go to this more cards expansion, more cards expansions, um, and this actually unlocks 3 more expansion packs and the ghost packs. Because I believe the ghosts they're like a 1 in 20,000 chance that you'll pull a ghost card from just a base game pack or something like that. The first one I ever got, I actually had enough money and bought it from some dude that was trying to sell it to me in the store, which was cool. And ever since then, I got addicted to them because they're just such cool cards. Um, so this mod enables you to add more packs, or you can stay with the base ones that come with it. So you have fantasy, cat job, megabot, and then here's the ghost packs. I will uh, advise you that these ghost packs are expensive. Not only are the single packs expensive for your customers to buy, purchasing restock like boxes of these, like you can see that one right there is $216,000 for one box. So that's going to be a later game thing. Just remember that. And once you get to that point, in my opinion, you're just farming money because I don't think I've had a single pack that was less than like I don't know, I'd say like $15,000 just in the pack cards you get from that pack, and you're going to get so many duplicates that you can just start selling them, and you will get people will buy them. Just remember that's kind of a late game thing, so I don't think you even unlock that till like level 65 or higher. So just keep that in mind. You're going to need some cash before you get to that point. But once you do get to that point, you've got it made. You're just collecting cards at that point. So this unlocks those 3 base cards, okay? And I'll explain that when we get in there. And I'll show you how to modify those. It's really cool. So what we do is once you have that, this was the first mod that I did. So in your plugins folder, you're going to have, you need the custom expand. Hang on a second. Yeah, so you need more cards expansion. And I think there's another one in here. If I missed it, comment. If it's not working, comment. I will try to help you out. I'm pretty sure this is the one that does it. I can double check. But it's going to bring you into this. You'll get these, yeah, it's this one. So you'll get your custom expansions pack, and it's got images, configs. Some cards come with configs, some don't. But you got to pay attention because some of the card packs that you're going to get, all right, when you download them from Nexus, pay a real close attention because I didn't want to change everything. I just wanted additional, right? So there's a difference between replacing all of them and adding additional. So some mods will replace all of the base game sets, like all of your Tetramon and Destiny sets, with something else. So like if that's what you wanted to do and you want to just strictly Pokemon cards, go for it. There's mods out there for it. I wanted to keep the base style stuff because I enjoy it. Okay. These ones add these packs in addition to. So you get the base Tetramon and these. Okay. The first thing I ever added was this Draw Sean's Pokemon mod. And it adds, you can do a complete like revamp of your whole system card wise. Like even it's going to change these out. Or you can just do a select few. And what I did was the select few. So you go into your custom expansion images, okay, and you have them, they're going to be named in the WinRAR file. Like the first one I did was the cat job, okay. So let me pop that up so you can kind of see it. So you can see it adds all kinds of different Pokemon cards, okay. There's not very many in this one. Like I said, this is supposed to be like your expansion sets. So like if you had replaced all of your cards, like even the base game ones, these are supposed to be in addition to, but I just have a few of these, okay? And then I did the Megabot one too. This adds a lot more. So this actually adds like the era of cards that I'm like accustomed to, like the good old school Charizard, the old trainers. These are the Pokemon cards I remember as a kid. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It adds those. And then the one other thing you want to do once you have those, so take your file. So if you're wanting to replace the Megabot pack images, okay, and the one thing you need to pay attention to is all of those animals in here are named, or characters are named a certain way for the game. Like that is named the Blitz PNG. Like the game is going to call on that. Like as you're pulling cards, it's going to call this file up to get that picture. So you can't do not take another named file and drop it in here. It has to be the Megabot pack images, okay? The next thing you want to do is your card extra images. Within that file, you're going to have card backs, and you're going to have the meshes. The meshes are like what the card looks like. Like that's the physical property of the card, okay? You're going to have the packs, the pack art, okay? So like that is the ones I have for Cat Job. You can see that's what the card pack is going to look like on the game, right? That's the other one, the Megabot one. So make sure you drag and drop those accordingly. So if you added the Cat Job cards, you should go into that extra images file or find that PNG file of the card back that's named the same and drop it into your extra images. Okay, and it's the same thing. You just drag the file over here and drop it, and you should still have the packs. See, that's what the packs look like. Okay, all of those are going to be in those files. So when you download a card mod file, okay, so this is where you got to pay attention. So if you're not trying to replace your base sets, okay, all you want to do is in your plugins folder, which is where we are here, okay, you have all of these, they match. If you drag and drop this, you're replacing everything that's in your base game, okay? So all I did was I took the cat job and put it in the cat job, right? I took the Megabot and I put it in the Megabot. And then I went into the card extra images and I found like card back cat job. I took that one and added it. I only added what I wanted. If you want to be specific, you need to do that. If you're trying to replace everything, all you got to do is grab those and drag them into your BepInEx folder and you'll replace everything. So just pay attention to that. If you're only wanting to do one pack, you need to take the time to do it right. So we will move on to the texture replacing. All right, so now we're going to get into the texture replacer mod. Okay, so I'm going to go one step further. Okay, so texture replacer obviously is going to replace textures. It allows, if you download a mod that has a texture replacement, it allows you to place that in the game to replace said texture. Okay, there's a lot of textures. But I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to show you how to do that yourself. All right, so you follow your instructions, you install it. Okay, there's this short modder or tutorial for modders. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on that Asset Studio GUI. It's going to take you to a download link from Google. You're just going to download that little studio thing there. And then it's going to come in a zip file. You're going to unzip the zip file. And inside, you're going to see this, all these files, okay? You're going to hit that exe. That's the launch link, okay? It's going to bring you to this. All right, you're going to follow the steps. You're going to click File. You're going to extract folder. You're going to select your main game directory, which is right here. So you're going to click on Card Shop Simulator Data. That is the folder you want to download, not the whole directory, that one, okay? It's going to take a minute because there's a lot of files in there. It's going to download. All right, never mind. Anyways, you're going to let it do its thing. Down here, it'll say it's finished, okay? You're going to go to filter by type, and you're going to do meshes and 2D textures, okay? And then you're going to follow these instructions. So you're going to get your filter type as your 2D textures and mesh. You're going to go to the asset list, okay, which is this list here. It's the one on the left, the white. It'll be populated with a bunch of files, okay? You're going to click on the top one. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of that list, hold shift and click on the bottom one and select them all, okay? And you're going to make a new folder. You're going to make a new folder on your desktop, and I just named mine TCG base game textures with meshes, okay? You're going to select that folder to export it to, okay? And what it's going to do is it's going to export all of the texture files and mesh files from the game, okay? So you can see all of them. You've got your workers, all that stuff, okay? So this is how you mod stuff. You're getting into the nitty-gritty of it, all right? So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find what you want to replace. I don't recommend doing anything with meshes unless you know how to do that. I'm not that advanced yet, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just doing texture replacements. So I'm basically repainting an object in the game, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you because I've got, like I said earlier, I've got the Pokemon cards and the Magic cards. Objects in the shop like collector card books, and some game mats that go along with that card sets, so the people can come in, they can buy a pack of Magic cards, they can buy a Magic game mat to go play with, those sorts of things. So right now I'm working on comic books, the mangas, all right? So the first thing you want to do is you want to search in your search bar, you want to find manga, okay? So this brings up all 12 of them. You're going to have 2 of them that you want to change, all right? So I have 1 through 6. I'm using just base game set stuff. It's already on my shelves getting sold. So I'm going to use 7, 8, and 9. for Pokemon, and then probably 10, 11, and 12 for Magic. So right now, I've got the number 7 one. So you have the manga, which is the actual skin of the book in game. And then you want to find the one that says icon for that same number. Oh my gosh, right there, icon 7. So I clicked on one, held control, clicked on the other one. Okay, you want to right click and copy that. And then I usually just paste it to my desktop. Okay, then you're going to need another some sort of file. Okay, I use paint.net. It is free, was free. I'm pretty sure it still is. You need some type of program that allows you to edit photos like this. Okay, allows you to edit PNG files. This isn't a tutorial on how to find that file. I'll leave that up to you, but it's not difficult. If I can do it, anybody can do it. All right, so you have your manga 7, which is, think of this as a blueprint. Okay, this is what the game uses to paint the actual object in the game. All right, so this is the blueprint for it, or the schematic. Okay, that's the actual book. This is the icon. So this is what's going to show up in the shop. All right, so when you're looking on your phone to buy new stock, this is what's going to show up. This is what the actual book is going to look like. So you see down here, you have the pages. This is the actual texture of the pages at the bottom. This is the front cover. This is the back or the spine of the book, or this, yeah. And then this is the back cover. All right. So I'm gonna make a Pikachu thing. So since this is gonna be the first like version of the Pokemon comics that I have, okay, I went and just cut the number 1 off of the adventure number 1 of the Tetramon one that's already in game. So we have that. Okay. I found a picture of a cover from a novel online, and I found a back one that matches the same color scheme. Then I've got a couple other pictures that we're going to toss on there. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is the actual book itself. Okay. So what I'm going to do here in paint.net is I'm going to select this whole thing. I'm going to control copy, and I'm going to paste it. Okay. And all we're going to do is we're just going to line these up so it's overlapping everything there. All right. I don't take credit for any of the artwork. This is all great artwork that was done by an artist. Okay, that looks pretty dang good. All right. So there, the front cover is made. And we're going to do the same thing with the rear cover. All right, so we're going to select that. I'm going to paste it. Zoom in here so I can see. I'm going to put that right over the top, just like so. All right, so there's that part. It's looking pretty good so far, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to make the spine of it. All right, so what I did is I took my little dropper tool and I selected this color here, and I just picked up this one, so it's going to match the same color. And then I'm just going to make a filled rectangle to cover that spine up, like so. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and add the title. Oop. This might, yep, that's what I was afraid is going to happen. Okay, so we need to add a layer here, because that is going to mess it up if we don't. Okay, so we want to make this a little bit bigger so it's legible. Looks good enough for me. And then we're going to add this. Oh, keep pushing the wrong button. Make that just a little bit smaller. Just want to make sure it looks like it fits, like it belongs. Perfect. And then we're going to take our number 1, copy. We're going to throw that right under the Pokemon symbol. We're going to put another one on the front just so it's visible. Let's throw that right here. Okay, nothing special. And then we're going to add a little Pikachu down at the bottom. Okay, come down here. We'll plop him right there. All right, so there you have it. We just reskinned that comic book. All right. So if we did everything right, once we put it in the file of the game, it should show up just like that. All right. But the next thing we want to do is we want to come here and we want to change that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that cover photo. All right. And we're just going to cover up that so we can see what it is when we're in game. Boom, just like that. All right. I want to mesh these. Close that. All right, so what we want to do is we want to save these. So if you opened it with paint.net, all I did was clicked on the copy that I put on my desktop to open it. Okay, so all we want to do is we want to click File and Save on both that and the icon. Okay, and as you would see, we're going to close all this out because we're done with it. So you can see those there changed. They look like what we put in there. So now go back to your game file that I closed. Okay, we want to go to BepInEx, plugins, texture replacers, objects, textures. Okay, so this, if you're just now doing this, you're not going to have any of these files. So what you want to do is obviously it's like organized. So you can see you can change your phone screen. If you put a folder that says phone, okay, and if you've like the Pokemon shop mod that I use that has some Pokemon themed stuff has this. There's a couple of them on Nexus that allow you to change that so you can get the right sizing. But you can see I have a little Viking background on my phone. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make a new folder. And we're going to call it manga. That's what it's called, right? So this is just a way that kind of organizes your textures, right? So all we're going to do is we're going to open that. We're going to grab both of these and we're going to drag and drop them. And we should now have both of those in game. Okay, I'm going to hit it with a little refresh. I'm going to close it, and then we're going to hop in the game and see if it worked. All right, so we're in game here. It's going to load up. It's going to take a minute. I do have quite a bit of mods on here. As you can hear, the music's different. There is a sound replacer file that works just like the texture replacer. The Pokemon Shop mod adds this wonderful, nostalgic Pokemon type soundtrack to the game. Don't be alarmed. It does take a second, especially when you're replacing textures because it's got to go through the files and get everything where it needs to be. And this is filmed on August 24th, so it's a day after the newest update. The newest update was yesterday. All right, so here we are at my shop. I replaced the banner for the shop, so you can see we've got Pokemon's, our Magic, Tetramon. I added a cool little sign, all things collectible, all packs available, come in and join the fun, and then I've got like the national grading logos there. All right, so this is my shop. Okay, and I've got, this is where I'm going to be putting all my new comic books. So you can see I've got 1 through 6 located there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into my storehouse here. We're going to go to stock order. We're going to go to accessories. We're going to scroll down. And it was comic book number 7. The icon should have changed. Boom. See? Icon changed. Go ahead and give me 3 boxes of those. Okay. So you can see the icon changed. It's on the box even. I don't think I've got room. Do I have room? Sure enough, I do. That'll let my stalkers put the other one away, I guess. We're going to open it up and look at that. We've got a texture change. So we're going to do this. Get rid of that. I always do market price 10% round. Look at that, guys. It's that simple. It really is that simple. You can see the back that we made with the little Pokemon on it. When someone buys it, you'll see hopefully the back of it. It's real simple to do that. I made the, like I said, I've got the additional card packs that I showed you how to add. So I've got this set of Pokemon in the cat job, this one in the Megabot slot, and then I've got the Magic Foundations in the Fantasy slot. So if you're curious about that, let me go back. If you open your card collection with R, it's going to bring up all your base ones. And if you hit F, it has the standards, ghost, graded cards. Like I said, this is just after the graded update came out, which I'll kind of explain that too here in a minute. But if you installed that mod correctly that adds more card slots, if you hit U, it changes the sort menu. So now you can see those 3 additional ones show up. And when you have cards for them, they will show up in here as well. Kind of neat. Pretty simple, pretty neat. Yeah, so, well, you've got that one. Got the magic cards I added, and you've got the Megabot ones that I added, which is just like the OG Pokemon cards, which you can see. I've got a bunch of these. I'm in the middle of sorting them. I've ripped so many packs, man. I'm so far behind trying to get my collection set up. But yeah, so if you did it right, you should have the card pack, and you would open it just like any other one, man. Kind of cool. I opened a Magic card the other day. I think it was yesterday. The first pack I pulled like 6 gold edition rare cards, which was awesome. So they follow kind of the same like probability. If you didn't know, the game uses like a probability chance of what you're gonna pull. So like ghost cards. If you're not familiar with ghost cards, like these, the probability of pulling one of these is like 1 in 20,000 or something like that. Like I think I mentioned before, the first one I got, I actually bought from somebody that was selling it to me or wanted to sell it to me, and I got addicted. And then I finally got to the point I'd say I'm like end game because I'm like level 76. Right now I'm just trying to make collections, do collections, complete sets, and give the customers what they want. But you unlocked those ghost card packs, and they are stupid expensive. Not only are they expensive to buy, like for you to stock, like what are they right now? Yeah, 321,000 for the big 64 pack box, or 160,000 for the small one. That, like I said, most people like beginning game, you're not going to be able to afford that. Then you look at the market price on the pack itself; it's $5,600. But let's leave that for someone to buy. Someone will buy those. Go to my personal shelf here. We'll rip one and just look at. They're all like rares. Yeah, like see, it's nothing's less than $1,500. I think I might have said 15,000 earlier. It's 1,500, but you can pull some stupid expensive cards. Like if I sort this by value, like that, I've got two of those full art legendary foil Gigatron X's, and they're worth 10,416. And if I grade that card, it's going to be even worth even more, depending on how much it's graded. So that is the update that just came out yesterday. Is the card grading, and then they added a few other. So they added these two tables. So you have like the black variant and the white variant, which, if you remember, the old ones are just kind of like an old like pine table. I had the cash to spend when I upgraded, so I did. Adds those. It adds 3 types of card opening machines. This is awesome. So this will hold 64 cards. If you didn't know, that's a full box of this size of card packs. You can toss it in there. It'll start automatically once it's full. Takes about 6 in-game hours to open, which is not much. Let me throw a magic one in this one real quick just to show you. That'll take 5 minutes. So it'll have a little check mark. This one holds 128. So this is the biggest, the large version, the medium version. There is a small version. So once it does that, boom, it shows you all the cards you have, current values. You can click on it. It'll show you the price history. This one might not have much change because of the... Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. So your TCG is the graded style. So if you graded that at a 10, it would show you what it'd be worth. Right now, it's just the base one. And if, depending on how many you'd have multiple pages, you click close, automatically puts it in your collection binder. All right. So yeah, the modding is easy, guys. It's real simple. Again, I don't take credit for any of the artwork. That's all done by an artist. And most of the modding community, that's what they're doing. They're just reskinning the textures in game to tailor to their preferences, which is what I did here. I figured since I had Pokemon and Magic, I should add a little bit of that to the game as well. So we've got like the posters, a couple of posters that I made, obviously the comic book that we just made together, the collection books, a couple of play mats. I've got, excuse me, I've got Pokemon playmat there, a Magic playmat there. And the cool thing about that is, like, you can see she's playing with one of the Magic mats that I built. He's got a Pokemon mat that I built. So that's pretty cool. The Pokemon Shop mod adds like the bags, reskins the bags, it reskins the cashier and counter with those really cool skins. It does the close sign. So it changes that, both that one and that one. So yeah. All right. So the other thing, we've talked about the card machines that came out in the update. So the update, if you ever look at the main menu when you're playing the game, there's like a list on the right of what's next to come. And yesterday, August 23rd of 2025, they came out with the TCG grading system. All right. So if you're unfamiliar with that, like in real life, you can grade a card on the condition of it, which kind of dictates the value of it. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. I've read a bunch of forums that some people are not. I got some stinky butts in here. Hang on a second. Gotta put this. If you didn't know, you buy these little sprayer machines and you can load them with the deodorizer stuff, and it will spray the customers as they come in, because you will get bad reviews if you've got two smelly chumps sitting here playing your game. You can also just do this. You should just, yeah, you can just do that, pick it up and spray them. But anyways, so that update, a lot of people were, I don't know why they're against it, whatever. I think it's cool because I think that kind of is where the like I guess for lack of better terms, the addiction of collecting cards comes from is I have I have this 10 gem mint, whatever it is. In this case, it's a Charizard EX rare, right? There might have only been, say, like in real life, there might have only been like 200 of those cards in real life. So having a card like that that's unique and special to itself is cool, and I think that's what this game brings and adds. So if you open up your phone, you'll see a new app, the Cardinals grading. Okay, you can send in 4 at a time. All right, so what would happen is you click on this, it's going to bring up by 4 at a time. I mean, you can have like 4 shipments at a time. Okay, you can have 8 total cards that you can send in to get graded. So you just click on it, and then it's going to take you to your card list. You select a card that you want. I'm not going to send this one in, but then you can select the service. So the cheapest one, so it's going to take 12 days to do, and it costs $10 per card, gives you a total. And you can go all the way down to 2 days, which is $1,500 a card. And then the delivery fee goes up. And I think it might dictate, I could be wrong on how expensive or rare the card is. I'm not sure, but this gets pretty expensive, especially if you're early game. So it might not hurt to just go for that 4 day or maybe even the 7 day, depending on how much money you have. All right. So you'll send it off. It's going to take those out of your collection. And then this little thing will count down. There'll be a little bar. It'll say like 4 days, and then there'll be like a progress bar. And at the end of that day, you'll get a red box, a little thin red box. There was one earlier. I opened it off camera, but then those cards are gonna come in. You'll get to see them. Okay, you'll be able to open your collection and go to graded cards. Okay, and then it'll all show up in what you have. Okay, so you can see that Gigatron X that I talked about. I got one graded. It's a Ghost Full Art Legendary Foil. It's a 10. It's a mint. It was $60,000, $60,291. And if I go to just the normal Ghost cards, that could be the style though. So just that white one's 10,000 alone. I bet that goes up. So one way I can show you what I mean by that is, let me see if I can find it real quick. So I have this Katengu Full Art Legendary. Its base value is 388, right? I have this set finished. So I have the Legendary Foil. Put that back. I have just the full art, which is the one we just looked at. And then I have the white variants of the same thing. So I'm going to pull this, put it back into my graded card. Okay, so just the bit card alone is 388.09. That card graded at a 10 gem mint, bumped it up to $2,407. So you can see to me, there's a thing, there's something in it. You can get something out of it. I mean, if you wanted to take the time to grade all the duplicates, you could sell them. I sold a $20,000 one last night. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, you can get all these. Like, my thing is if I go into my collection, I'm trying to build a set, and I have 9 of these, I'm probably going to send like 4 or 5 of them in to get graded, and then I'm going to keep. Obviously, you might get multiple like 10 mints back or multiple 9s or whatever, but I'm going to keep the highest one to put in my collection, because my plan is to have all the collections at some point. At some point in time, I'm going to have all of them. That is my plan. But that update also added those little wall card holders. Those are new. So it's kind of a method to my madness. I'm trying to get stuff situated because I reorganized the store after I just expanded to the full expansion size. So I've kind of been in like a move here. But yeah, it comes with these really cool display shelves. You've got the wall case, holds 4 cards, and then you've got the big one that holds 8. And then it came with the 2 tables, as I mentioned, the large machine, the medium machine, and the small machine. All right. So that is the update in a nutshell. Yeah, so that's I think that's going to do it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll help you out any way I could. Hopefully this was helpful. Like I said, I know I got frustrated right off the bat when I wanted to add this stuff and didn't know how. It just takes patience. And remember, always, always, always back up your save file. You don't want to get to like where I'm at now and corrupt it because you messed up a save file. So please use caution. Don't go to any sketchy websites. Use Nexus Modding. That is a trusted site for mods for the TCG game. And yeah, without further ado, you guys have a great one. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.